Hey everyone, welcome back to Cart to Cucina Las Vegas. If this is your first time here on my channel, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Mayan and today I'm taking you on a shopping adventure to the international marketplace to pick up some special ingredients for a delicious and easy recipe, Inari bombs. International Marketplace is one of my favorite spots in Las Vegas. Let's head inside and start shopping. First up, we need some sushi rice. The key to perfect Inari bombs is using high quality, sticky sushi rice. We found just what we need right here. Next, we're picking up some Inari tofu pockets. These are essential for making Inari bombs. I personally prefer this brand than the cheaper one because the pockets are stronger than the others. They also have these pockets in smaller portion which can make 12 pieces of Inari bombs. Next to the tofu pockets area, I found this ready-made pickled ginger. It's a quick and easy way to add that signature zing to any sushi dish, and it pairs perfectly with our Inari bombs. Now onto the fillings. We're gonna be making 3 different kinds of Inari bombs: imitation crab, scallow mayo with masago, and tuna mayo. At this store, let's grab some masago and fresh frozen scallops. And of course, we can't forget the rice vinegar, sriracha, and wasabi for that extra kick of flavor, unagi sauce, and Japanese mayonnaise. And now I've got everything I need to make some amazing Inari bombs. Let's check out and head back to my cucina. Now we're here in my cucina. Here's what we'll be working with today. We've got our key ingredients: Inari tofu pockets, sushi rice, and a variety of fillings including imitation crab, scallops, masago, and canned tunas. We're also using some sesame oil, rice vinegar, Japanese mayonnaise, unagi sauce, sriracha, furikake flakes, sesame seeds, black pepper, red chili flakes, Hawaiian salt, lemons, and green onions. Before we dive into making our delicious Inari bombs, we need to start with the basics, washing the sushi rice. First, measure out the amount of sushi you need. For today's recipe, we're using 6 cups of rice, but feel free to adjust the amount based on your needs. This step is crucial for achieving the perfect sticky texture we all love in sushi. Once you've measured the rice, now it's time to wash the rice. Add cold water to the bowl until the rice is fully submerged. Then use your hand gently to stir the rice into circular motions. You'll notice the water quickly turns cloudy. This is the excess starch we want to remove. Out the cloudy water, being careful not to lose any rice, and then refill the bowl with fresh water. Repeat this process 2 to 3 times until the water is much clearer. It doesn't need to be completely transparent, but you want the most of the starch to be washed away. Your sushi rice is now clean and ready to cook. Add the water depending on the number of cups of rice that you use, and let it cook until it's fluffy and tender. While we're waiting for the rice to cook, let's make our fillings, starting with the scallop. Since we're using frozen scallops, we'll add our squeezed lemon to infuse its flavor more effectively. Let's put this bowl on the side and let it thaw. Next, for the imitation crab. On this video, I'm using a bag of shredded imitation crab that I bought last week from Restaurant Depot. If you don't have the shredded imitation crab, you can also use the crab sticks and shred it by slicing it thinly or using a food processor. Now let's squeeze the lemon juice over the imitation crab. This will brighten up the flavors and give the imitation crab a fresh citrusy lift. Let's put this on the side and let the imitation crab absorb the citrus flavor. First, let's open the can of tuna. On this video, I'll be using 2 canned tunas. I bought these from Costco since I use them a lot. Make sure that you open it carefully so you don't end up with sharp edges. Once the can is open, let's drain it properly by placing a strainer over a bowl or sink. Let it sit for a few moments to allow the liquid to drain completely. Once the tuna flakes have been drained, let's mix it with 1/4 cup of Japanese mayo and drizzle it with black pepper, chili flakes, and Hawaiian salt. Let's mix this all together, and we'll keep this plain and simple since we're adding more toppings over it later. Now let's get back to our shredded imitation crab. After the lemon has had a chance to infuse, add about 1/4 cup of Japanese mayonnaise to start. Now let's add some seasoning to taste. I'm using half teaspoon each of Hawaiian salt, black pepper, and red chili flakes for a bit of heat. Now let's give everything a good mix until the crab is evenly coated with the mayonnaise and the seasonings. Taste it and adjust the seasoning as needed. If you prefer a creamier texture, you can add more mayonnaise a little at a time until it's just right. Mix it well and give it another taste. Now it's ready to be filled with our tofu pocket. Back onto our scallops, which were already thawed, drained, and pat dry. Use a sharp knife to cut them into even slices. One slice, arrange the scallops in a bowl, and these are ready to be seasoned. Now let's add some masago, and this is optional. I'm scraping the masago directly from the container while it's still frozen. The masago will add a nice pop of flavor and bit of color to our scallops. I want the scallop mayo filling to be more creamier, so I'm adding half cup of Japanese mayonnaise. Now let's add some seasoning. I'm using half teaspoon each of red chili flakes for a bit of heat, black pepper, and Hawaiian salt. Give everything a good mix until the scallop and masago are evenly coated with the mayonnaise and the seasonings. Taste it and adjust it as needed. If you prefer a creamier texture, you can add more mayonnaise a little at a time until it's just right. This is completely optional, but if you want a spicy kick to our scallop mayo, drizzle some sriracha over our mixture. Mix everything together gently, and you want the sriracha and masago to evenly coat the scallops. And now this filling is ready to go. To complete our preparation, we'll throw a bit of masago and slice some green onions. We'll use these to garnish our inari bombs. We'll need about 3 to 4 teaspoons of masago. If your masago is frozen, you'll want to thaw it before using. Place the masago in a small plate or bowl and let it sit at room temperature for about 10 to 15 minutes. You can also thaw it quickly by placing the bowl in a larger bowl of cold water. Once thawed, give the masago a gentle stir. It should be ready to use as a flavorful garnish for our scallops. Last but not the least, place the green onions on a cutting board. We actually grow these green onions from our backyard. These have been washed and pat dry. Hold them together and slice them thinly, starting from one end and working your way to the other. Once all the green onions have been sliced, let's transfer in a bowl and set it aside. We've got our sushi rice all cooked and ready to go. Before transferring the sushi rice into a bowl, let's season it with 1/4 cup each of sesame oil and rice vinegar. Before I start mixing the sushi rice, I'm removing the cooking pot from its housing. Gently mix the rice to avoid smashing it. Then I'm also adding the sauce from the tofu pockets to give this sushi rice a nice flavor. Let's gently mix the sushi rice one final round. Now that we have a perfectly seasoned sushi rice, it's time to transfer into a large mixing bowl. Let's set it aside to cool completely. With our rice and fillings ready, it's time to assemble the inari bombs. This is completely optional, but if you want a quick and easy way to assemble these inari bombs, use the sushi mold. I don't know about you, but I've always struggled with shaping my rice perfectly, and this mold is a game changer for me. I'm using a sushi mold that I got from Amazon. Please comment below if you would like a link to this rice mold. Take your sushi rice mold, spray it with a cooking spray, and start lining it with a layer of rice. Press the rice down firmly but gently to ensure it holds its shape. My mold has a top press, so I'm placing it on and pressing it down evenly. Now gently remove the rice from the mold, and I'm using the top of the mold to slice these shaped rice blocks. Now I have perfectly shaped rice blocks ready for the inari bombs. Next, let's take our inari sushi pockets. Gently open the pocket and stuff it with one of our rice blocks. Press the rice down a bit to make sure it fits snugly inside. Fill the pocket about halfway with sushi rice, pressing it down gently to create a base. Now for the best part, let's add a spoonful of the 3 fillings we made, starting with the imitation crab. Now onto our tuna mayo. Lastly, the scallop mayo with masago. Since we're bringing these inari bombs to a birthday party for my friend Arlene, I'm placing them on these amazing sushi platters, which I got from Amazon. Please leave a comment if you would like the link to this sushi platter. This is a great way to serve sushi, especially if you're hosting a party or enjoying a meal outside. The ice will keep everything nice and cool. To make the ice longer, I sprinkled it with salt. I made approximately 60 pieces of inari bombs, so I'm using 2 different platters. For the second platter, I added small serving trays that I got from Daiso, Japan for better presentation. Then I added sriracha mayo, wasabi, filled the 2 trays with pickled ginger and the soy sauce. Then I filled the remaining tofu pockets with the imitation crab and scallop mayo fillings. Now for the final touches. You can make the inari bombs into a range of creative garnishes. Remember, inari bombs are already packed with rich, smoky flavor, but with the right toppings, you can take them to a whole new level. There's no rule here except to have some fun and add some drizzle of food adventure. If you want something classic, a drizzle of eel sauce adds a sweet and savory glaze. Toasted sesame seeds bring a nutty crunch and a touch of elegance. For a burst of freshness, add finely chopped green onions or scallions on top of the unagi bombs. For those who enjoy a bit of heat, drizzle sriracha mayo over our Inari bombs for a creamy, spicy kick. You can also sprinkle a few chili flakes for a more intense spice level. Arrange them neatly so they're easy to grab and serve. The ice underneath the platter will keep it cool and maintain their crispness. And there you have it. With these creative garnishes, our Inari bombs will not only taste amazing but also look like commercially purchased. Enjoy experimenting with the different flavors and textures. Beautifully displayed, and they'll stay fresh and delicious thanks to the chilled platter. Now for the best part. Our Inari bomb platters were served with other Hawaiian pupu favorites. And I've got lots of shakas. Combination of sweet tofu pockets, seasoned rice, and creamy fillings. It's just amazing. You've got to try these at home. Thank you, mahalo, gracias, and maraming salamat po for joining us on this another fun grocery shopping and cooking adventure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, follow, and hit that subscribe button for more foodie fun adventure from Cart to Cocina, Las Vegas. See you in the next video.